Would it be your preference to go to Arsenal, having supported them as a kid, if you could choose?
I mean, the dream. That's the dream to play for Arsenal one day. But it's a long shot.
The Gunners are in the market for a striker and have evidently identified a familiar face. According to transfer insider Romano, Arsenal launched a formal offer for Aston Villa star Watkins on Wednesday. Arsenal had previously been linked with the 29-year-old, but this proposal came completely out of the blue. Romano reports that the money on the table amounted to around £60 million, 72 million euros, and that Villa rejected the bid for the boyhood Gunner supporter. Moreover, Unai Emery and company are said to be unhappy with their North London counterparts, as the proposal came in on the same day as a crucial Champions League clash with Celtic. Unai Emery insists he does not want to lose Ollie Watkins and says Aston Villa will be very demanding in any possible deal involving the striker after Arsenal's failed £60 million offer. The Gunners launched a stunning move for Watkins in the final week of the January transfer window, but saw their opening bid, worth £60 million, knocked back by Aston Villa. Mikel Arteta is a known admirer of Watkins and has turned to the England international as he looks for attacking reinforcements before the transfer deadline. Arsenal are expected to make second, improved offer for Watkins, but Aston Villa boss Emery has no intention of losing him. "I don't want him to be sold," Emery said after Aston Villa's Champions League victory over Celtic. "It's good news to have offers from other clubs. Every player can be in the market in case it's good for the player, club, and the team. But to get this deal, of course, we are going to be very demanding, and Watkins is our striker." Arsenal secured a 2-1 win against Girona in the Champions League this evening. The Gunners looked to take an early lead and nearly succeeded, only for Leandro Trossard to flash his shot wide. Ricardo Calafiori also had the ball in the back of the net within the opening 12 minutes, but was ruled out for offside. Arsenal continued to dominate as they searched for the opening goal, but it was Girona who struck first when Arnaut Danjuma found the back of the net. It was a shock lead, but Girona had looked dangerous with each forward break, and the goal felt inevitable. Danjuma continued to trouble Arsenal's defense, but the Gunners responded well, with Jorginho converting from the penalty spot to bring them level. Just 4 minutes later, Ethan Nwaneri scored a superb goal to give Arsenal the lead they had been pressing for. The Gunners entered the break with a deserved 2-1 advantage and would look to extend their lead in the second half. After the interval, Arsenal remained on top, with Trossard causing constant problems for the Girona defense. However, the Gunners' intensity seemed to drop as the half progressed, and Girona began to believe they could salvage something from the match. Cristian Stuani thought he had equalized for the Spanish side, but his effort was disallowed for offside, and Arsenal stood firm to keep Girona at bay. Raheem Sterling had a chance to add a third for Arsenal after they were awarded a late penalty, but the former England international was unable to convert. Still, it was job done for the Gunners, who secured all 3 points and a top 8 finish. If there's one thing we've learned from past transfer windows, it's that Arsenal tends to get deals done late. We've seen this before, where the club waits until the final hours to secure last-minute signings. Last summer, for example, we signed 2 players on deadline day when reinforcements were desperately needed. However, let's be honest, those late signings didn't exactly pan out as we had hoped. Both Raheem Sterling and Neto arrived with high expectations, but neither has delivered the impact we needed. Their struggles have been a reminder that late deals don't always translate to good deals. Sometimes, they're rushed decisions made out of desperation rather than careful planning. This is why the stakes are even higher this time around. If we do end up making a last-minute signing, we can't afford for it to be another misstep. Arsenal must be absolutely certain that the player they bring in is the right fit for the team, both in the short term and in the long run. The club has to learn from past mistakes and ensure that if a signing is made, it's one that genuinely strengthens our squad. One encouraging sign is that Mikel Arteta himself has acknowledged Arsenal's need for reinforcements. When a manager goes public about a specific squad requirement, it's usually a sign that the club is working behind the scenes to address the issue. Arteta has been vocal about Arsenal's need for attacking depth, and that gives fans a reason to believe that something is in the works. In previous windows, Arsenal has operated with a level of secrecy when it comes to transfers, But this time, the need is too obvious to ignore. The fact that Arteta has spoken about it suggests that discussions are happening internally. The real question is whether Arsenal will be able to finalize a deal before the window slams shut. Several names have been linked to Arsenal in recent weeks. One of the most talked about targets is Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig. The young striker is valued at around £70 million and is seen as a player with immense potential. Sesko's physicality, finishing ability, and movement make him an ideal long-term solution, but the price tag could be a stumbling block. Another player on Arsenal's radar is Alexander Isak. He's been a dream signing for many fans, but Newcastle's reluctance to sell in January makes this a difficult deal to pull off. If Arsenal is serious about landing Isak, it may have to wait until the summer. A more under-the-radar option is Sverre Nypan from Rosenborg. Arsenal is reportedly hopeful of securing his signature despite competition from Girona. While he may not be the immediate answer, he could be a smart long-term investment. So, with just days left in the window, the question remains, will Arsenal manage to get a deal over the line? Right now, Arsenal fans are split. Some believe the club will pull off a late signing, while others are convinced that we'll end up empty-handed once again. The uncertainty is nerve-wracking, and every hour that passes without news adds to the anxiety. There's also a sense of cautious optimism. Arsenal has pulled off late signings in the past, and with Arteta making it clear that he wants reinforcements, there's still a belief that something could happen before the deadline. But with the clock ticking, that optimism is slowly fading. So let's settle this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that Arsenal will sign a forward before the window closes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. One thing is for sure, the next few days will be crucial. Arsenal cannot afford to let this window pass without bringing in reinforcements. The competition is only getting tougher, and if we want to compete for trophies this season, we need to act fast. No more last-minute gambles. This has to be a well-thought-out signing that genuinely improves our squad. Whether it's a blockbuster signing or a smart addition, what matters most is that the club makes the right decision. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. We'll be tracking every twist and turn in the transfer market, so stay tuned for more Arsenal news. Until next time, Gunners.